What up? It's the Grandpa MC coming back at you with another one. Alright, man. NBA off season, man. Ain't really much to talk about. And you know what? I really didn't know that the draft is tomorrow. I really did not know that. That's just how that's how much I've disconnected from the game. I think I know from 88 to around 2000 and maybe 20, maybe 21, somewhere up in there. It might have been 20. But I used to be like an avid draft watcher. NFL and NBA, but we're talking about the NBA. I used to watch the NBA. I could not miss it. Even when I was in the military, I found some way to watch it. So anyway, Kevin Durant. Man, Kevin Durant is sad, man. It's sad that he's now viewed in this way, but he don't have anybody to blame but himself. So recently he was on a podcast. This is where we getting all our content from. So he was on a podcast and he was talking about his move to the Golden State Warriors. I guess he was trying to justify it. And his explanation was he didn't know any of them. He said he wasn't friends with them. Well, I can agree. And then he says that he viewed them as an up and coming team because they hadn't won in the time he was in the league. He viewed them as a loser. And I can understand in one look, but on another point, when he decided to leave Oklahoma City, Golden State Warrior was the toast of the NBA town, because Oklahoma City had been going back kept going back and back. Going back to the playoffs and then losing. A couple of years in there where Durant was hurt. That year when Russell Westbrook got hurt by Beverly. What's his name? Beverly. I can't remember his whole name, but Patrick Beverly. That's it. Now I remember when it went down. I remember when Golden State was down to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember going to the Walmart one day, and this was like when Oklahoma City was up, I think 3-1 or 3-2, something like that, 3-1, 3-2, something. And one of my boys that I used to work with, he saw me. He was like, "What's up, man?" He was like, "Who you got?" I was like, "Oklahoma City." And Oklahoma City proceeds to lose the next 2 games, and then they got dumped. So when all the talk about Kevin Durant was going on, I was like, I think he's gonna leave, because I agreed with the public judgment, basically, just to use the term, that he couldn't win with Russell Westbrook. And I was okay with him leaving. I thought maybe he might have went to Boston. They was talking about him going to Washington. They was talking about him going to New York. I think those were the three teams. It was no talk about Golden State. But as the process started to go on and on, you started hearing Golden State. And then it was like, I think it was talk toward the end of the season or something to that effect, But the talk was out there. But nobody believed that he was going to go. So when the news hit that he had signed with Golden State, I remember I was in a chat with my homeboys. We was all talking about it, and I said, basically, I'm not going to say what I said, but they used some tactics to get him to stay. To get him to sign. And everybody was on it. You heard Curry was with it. Draymond, it was first thought that Draymond was the engine behind it, but whatever. Klay Thompson, all of them, they were there to recruit him. So once it went down and the season started, you can see how unbeatable, how formidable they were. Steph Curry was in cruise control. I'm thinking pretty much the whole year. And these seasons, man, I paid attention. I remember most of them, but some details I might get a little wrong. So forgive me if I do. But I can remember that Steph Curry was was basically like chilling for most of the season. Now, he was getting his numbers and playing good and all that, but it wasn't a rush, or it wasn't a need for him to pour it on like he was when they were coming up. Because man, 2014 when he went to New York and killed, and then he did that move on Chris Paul, had Chris Paul falling over. Like, Steph Curry was nice. So then when they go to the finals and they beat Cleveland, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Durant showed that he was the better player out of the two, talking about him and LeBron as far as offense. He showed that he could fit into a team better than LeBron. And that was the issue that LeBron had. KD pulled the same move, but he pulled a better move. The team that he picked fit him perfectly. LeBron got to do a whole bunch of moves and, keep the same play style. But, everybody has to change with him. Everybody has to adjust with him. So Kevin Durant, I remember when they beat him the second time, they were talking about Durant was the best player in the league. So now, it's just disappointing, and I'm disappointed for him because he got talked out of a situation that was good for him, even though it was a messed up move. If he would have stayed, I don't think too many people after the years would have been too mad, depending on how many championships they won. But yeah, man, like Durant now is trying to rationalize all this in his mind. And that's the thing about talking, man. I made a video about that. When you talk too much, you say things that you don't really need to say. And that's one of them. He could have kept that to himself. So, yeah, man, that's about it on that subject. But before I close, I would be remiss if I wouldn't address the Man of the Year on time. Just keep piling them on, man. It's still not going to change how people think of you, how you've been, viewed through the players and the fans' eyes. Not your fans, but real fans. It's nothing but a bogus move to try to push him up there, going into the twilight of his career. So that's all, man. Grandpa out.